Alright, it's been recording, by the way, so I'll have to cut this out. Hey guys, and welcome to episode 12 of the Hub City Fibers podcast. My name is Lillian, and I am the independent dyer behind Hub City Fibers, hence the name of this podcast, Hub City Fibers. You might have been following along with my Vlogmas series, and if you guys really like that, thank you so much for following along. It makes me really exciting. It's been a really exciting time recording that and sharing my everyday with you in the month of December. And it's been a lot of fun. That was actually my first time doing Vlogmas. And I am still pretty new to the whole podcasting scene. I don't know if you could tell, maybe the quality's a little bit better. I did get new lighting and a microphone for Christmas, since it was a couple things that these two items were heavily on the top of my Christmas list that I really, really wanted this year, and I actually got it. So I'm really happy now. I'll get to see once I'm editing this video how much better the quality will be and how much better the audio is. So if you guys could tell the difference, I would love if you guys would give me some feedback. I'm Hub City Fibers on Instagram, which is the platform that I'm mostly active on. And I am also on Ravelry, but my Ravelry name is actually LP384. In other news, some exciting new news, I did make a Ravelry group for this podcast. It is Hub City Fibers, so if you guys like following along or you have any questions, definitely, go on Ravelry and add that group if you want. No pressure, but yeah, no, it's something that I've never really worked with. Ravelry is still kind of a new platform for me. Like, I know how to download patterns and browse, but beyond that, I need a little bit of help. So I'm in the process of adding my yarns, which Nancy from Nitty City told me that my yarns aren't linked on Ravelry. So I did figure out how to do that, and I will be linking all of my yarns on Ravelry. It's gonna take a little bit of time, but I'm really excited for that. And yeah, I am coming to you from New Brunswick, New Jersey area, which is where Hub City is. And pretty much this is a podcast about knitting and just making things with yarn. That's pretty much what this podcast is about. So if you like knitting podcasts and knitting content, then hit the subscribe button and give me a thumbs up. And yeah, if you want, of course. So let's get into what I've been making. So this is a segment where I talk about what I'm working on actively, and yeah, that's pretty much what it is. It's what I'm currently making. So I went to Chelsea Yarns. If you guys followed my Vlogmas series, you would know this. I went to Chelsea Yarns on Sunday, and I did bring back some items that I wanted to knit with. And so I am a Clinton Hill Cashmere virgin, and I am happy to report that I have casted on a Clinton Hill Cashmere hat, and it is a pattern by, I don't remember who the pattern's by, but it's kind of, you could buy if you buy one of these skeins online, then you can get this pattern for free with it. So I bought this online. I bought this at Chelsea Yarns, and then I wanted to make a hat for Steve, so I wanted to just make like a simple hat because he really likes cashmere hats. And pretty much that is what I'm making. I'm making the Pratt hat, and I'll enter here who the Pratt hat pattern is by, so if you guys are interested. And so far, what people say are super true. This is definitely yarn crack. It is so soft. And anyways, I'm pretty much at the tail end of this project, but it's been a lot of fun. I'm actually working on 4.5 millimeter needles that I actually purchased when I was in Iceland. And I'm not sure if I'm using the correct needles for this yarn, but I tend to just wing things because why not? And yeah, it's coming out really nice. So I'm pretty much at the decreased part of the hat, and I'm really happy about that. Anyways, I have like this much left. of the yarn. So I have this much left to decrease. So I'm playing a little bit of yarn chicken. And all of these stash acquisitions came in this fabulous golden rose gold bag. So I'm really happy that I got this beautiful rose gold bag that Chelsea Yarns had. And they have a podcast which I adore. It's called the Chelsea Pearls. And that's that. Anyways, the next project I've been working on is my sock using my Footloose base in Skin Deep. And this is kind of like a nudie pinky color. And it's everything I wanted to work with. I've really been into nudes, and this is definitely a color that I've been gravitating towards. And I'm really happy I got this kind of tonal, like nude color. So I am making myself just a regular vanilla sock, and I'm using my Knitter Pro Zings in size 2. And this is what they look like so far. This is another project that I actually am about to decrease to start to toe. But guys, let me show you what this skein looks like knitted up. And I just did a regular grafted toe. And it's just like a regular vanilla pattern. It's just, what I do is, if I need to refer back to a pattern, what I'll do is I'll just go to the Jelly Rollers pattern, which is a free sock pattern on Ravelry, and I just revert back to that to learn how to do the heel. And yeah, pretty much I just do what I want. And so I did a 2x2 rib, and then I just did like maybe 6 inches of the foot. So it's kind of like a mid calf sock, which is really nice when it's cold out or when you're going to sleep or just you want to walk around the house in socks. So I'm really excited about that. And this is just the first sock, and I'm not going to have second sock syndrome with this sock because I'm really excited to prance around the house in these and just enjoy knitting my first sock with my own hand-dyed yarn. I never worked with my Footloose base, so I'm really loving it, and I love the fabric that it produces. It is a little bit more rustic than my Indulge base, which is a merino nylon cashmere, but I prefer the way that this looks on socks and on garments as well. So I think I'm gonna up the ante and order more of my Footloose base and dye some more yarns in it and possibly cast on a sweater. And I've been measuring with my awesome wristband that I got at Chelsea Yarns, and it is gold. I'm just rocking all the Chelsea Yarn stuff today. And yeah, it's a big help because sometimes you just there's not enough measuring tapes for all the knitting bags that you have. So I'm really excited about that. And then all my notions and stuff live in this like used, recycled like tea sample. But yeah. So yeah, I do want to add to my notions collection. But I think I'm going to be saving that project of updating my notions bag a little later because I've been doing good so far. I haven't been really working on my husband's sweater, which is a pattern by Jared Flood called Rift, and I've been using Shelter by Brooklyn Tweed, which is an American Targhee Columbia wool, and I raved a lot about this on my last podcast, but I love working with this yarn. I did bring this project out when I went to go visit Chelsea Yarns, and I did speak to someone who has worked with Brooklyn Tweed before, and their first reaction to the actual yarn itself was that they don't like the yarn because if they knit really hard, it falls apart. And I think she was referring to the fingering weight version of Shelter. This is the worsted weight So I heard a lot of negative about, I think it's called Loft, but so far I've been using Shelter and I really enjoy it. I don't feel that I'm pulling it or that it's falling apart. Maybe the plying of the yarn of Loft doesn't work really well, or maybe it's not good for people that are tight knitters, but I'm generally a very loose knitter. I don't tend to hold a lot of tension. I feel like I don't know if this is necessarily true, but I feel like when I teach somebody how to knit, their first reaction is to really grip onto those needles and really pull tight on the yarn, creating a fabric that isn't really loose. It's kind of like tight and it's not malleable. But like I was saying, I don't know, I've never worked with Loft, but that's what I've heard about Loft. If anybody knows anything about Loft, let me know in the comments. I'd love to know what you guys think about these yarns if you've worked with them, and if you have any suggestions of similar yarns, because I'm really enjoying these types of rustic-y yarns. So I'll show you guys the husband sweater. I knit a little bit on it, but not too much where it's like, whoa, look at this progress. But this is it so far. And I really need to work on this again because I miss this pattern so much. It's really nice, but I've been focusing on doing like hats and stuff. So that's living in my Toad Hollow bag. So pretty much I haven't really been working on much besides my socks that I've had, as well as the hat that I cast on when I went to Chelsea. And I also have a finished object, which is why I don't have anything else to show you guys. But this is a hat that Nancy from Nitty City made. Her Instagram is Getting Pearly With It. She is a fabulous designer, and she designed a hat using Hub City Fibers Pudgy Base. And this is a Pudgy Base in the Pussy Hat colorway. And I bought a pom-pom at Chelsea Yarns to go with this. And this is going to be a gift that I give to somebody, but she just doesn't know it yet. Hopefully she's not watching this. I don't think she is, but I made this hat, put a pom on it, and it is such a quick knit. It's perfect for holiday gifting. I think definitely next year during the holiday season, I'm gonna whip up a couple of these hats. I want to say I knit this up in 3 or 4 hours, and in total I worked on this hat for 2 days, but since I was knitting on other things, I want to say in total this hat knit up in 3 hours. But the pom is like, I think, raccoon fur, and it's like this turquoise blue with like bits of magenta in it, and I thought it was really, really perfect for this pattern. And it's just a simple 1x1 and then knitting a couple rounds and then a quick decrease, which is absolutely perfect. And I didn't even weave in the end, so that comes to tell you much. But I've been sitting here inside my apartment and I've been dying of heat because I am so warm in the head, as well as being super warm in general because I'm wearing like a million layers. But in other news, I talked about what I'm making. I talked about my FOs. Let's go and move on to the chatting segment, which is where I talk about, you know, just chat, general stuff. So if you like to stick around, that'd be great. So the holidays are over, guys. I don't know about you, but I'm so happy that they're over. They're really high energy times because there's all the gifts, it's all the wrapping, but when you finally get together with family, it just is really nice. You have a nice dinner, you sit down, and you really cherish what Christmas is all about, or whatever holiday you guys celebrate, of course. But I am so glad. I think that me and Steve have kind of been, you know, on the run for the past like 6 months. And I think like the new year is going to mark the beginning of just coasting. So we're really excited about that. I was heavily considering going to Vogue Knitting Live. And I don't think I'm gonna go this year. I might change my mind last minute, but I don't think I'm gonna go this year just because I will be preparing for Edinburgh Yarn Festival, which I am going to, which is in March. And another reason why I don't think I'm gonna go to Vogue Knitting Live is because I don't think I have anyone to go with. And not that I need anyone to go with, it's just, it's more fun when you have more fiber friends with you, and I don't have that. I don't think I know anyone who has plans to go this year, so I think I'm just gonna sit back and Instagram stalk all you guys that do end up going. But I'm really excited for EYF, and I'm gonna do some serious damage, I think, at EYF. I do wanna. I am on the search for needles. I always like to bring that back as a souvenir if I ever go to a country that's heavily associated with knitting, as well as a project bag and anything from Isol Latif's booth. I am also interested in purchasing Tuca wool, which I heard is a type of yarn that's very well known at this festival, or more rusticy British long wool yarns. I really love long wools. Wensleydale has my heart. I love that yarn. I love that sheet breed. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I did forget to tell you guys that I did get another pair of sock needles. I've been enjoying my sock knitting so much that when I went to Chelsea Yarns, this is another thing that I acquired. It's a US size 2 bamboo needles. And I think I talked about this. I bought these exact same needles. I bought these exact same needles in a size 4 to make a hat or to close off sleeves, and I really enjoyed them, so I decided to buy the counterpart of them, but for socks. Alright guys, so that pretty much concludes the episode. I know it was kind of short, but again, I really wasn't working on anything too much this week just because how crazy the nature of the week went with the holidays and cooking and, you know, work and all of that stuff. If you like what you see in the content that I am producing, please definitely hit the subscribe button, or, you know, put a comment. I love to see what you guys think, or what you think I should improve on, or what kind of topics you want to hear more about. I'd love to entertain anything that you guys would love to see. So yeah, with that being said, I will let you guys go. Bye! Bye guys! Thanks for watching Hub City Fibers podcast, and I'll catch you guys at the next episode.